Hello everybody, I hope you're all very well and welcome to this Here to Help video on cell structure. So what we've got here, we have got the two main types of cells. So this is the animal cell here and this is the plant cell here. So first of all, I'm just going to go over what cells are. Cells are the microscopic basic structures of life and are joined together to make living organisms, and every single living organism is made from cells. So let's translate that into simpler terms. You can only see cells with a microscope because they're so small. They're the basic structures of life, and living organisms, every living organism is made from cells joined and connected together. So, first of all, I'm going to label the structures within the animal cell and their functions, and then I'll do the same for the plant cell. So, the first structure we're going to look at in the plant cell is this line here that goes around the cell, and that's the cell membrane. The cell membrane controls the movement of substances in and out of the cell, so it chooses what gets in and out. The next part of the animal cell is the nucleus. So the nucleus controls all cell activities, but as well, the nucleus contains chromosomes, and those chromosomes are made of DNA. And this is just a little bit extra information, which is something for studying in S2 in Scotland. It would be that chromosomes are in the nucleus of cells, and there are 46 chromosomes in the nucleus of every cell in humans except sperm and egg cells. In sperm and egg cells there are 23 chromosomes in the nucleus of them, and that's because when they're joined together, when the egg cell is fertilised by the sperm cell, that results in 46 chromosomes. Okay, and finally we've got this cytoplasm here. I've just coloured it in so you knew it was there, just in case you're wondering what you're pointing at in that line. So the cytoplasm. So what does the cytoplasm do? Well, the cytoplasm is the fluid filling the cell. It's a liquid. Sorry, that's not very clear to spell. It's CYT, cytoplasm. And the processes needed to keep the cell alive, they take place in the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is very important for keeping the cell alive. Okay, otherwise the cell would die without the cytoplasm. Okay, but then there are many other reasons, like if the cell has too much DNA in it, then it would also die. So there's a lot of things that can sort of end the cell. So, now we're going to move on to look at the plant cell, but what you can do is you can pause this video just now and try and label the cell membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm within the plant cell if you'd like to. So you can pause now if you want, and if you've paused, welcome back. And now I'm going to go over that. So what we've got is, within the plant cell, we've got cell membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm, but we've also got three other structures: vacuole, chloroplasts and cell wall. So first of all, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to label the three structures we've got in both animal and plant cells. So that is the cell membrane, the nucleus and the cytoplasm. So first of all, let's look at the nucleus. This here is the nucleus. And the nucleus controls all cell activities and contains DNA. Then we've got the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm is again just been coloured in here just to show you it's there. So this is the cytoplasm here, and it's the fluid filling the cell. The processes need to keep the cell alive take place in the cytoplasm. And we've got the cell membrane. A key thing to remember is the cell membrane is the line on the inside of the cell. Okay, this one here, because we've got another one, and we'll come to that in a minute. That's the cell membrane. Okay, so cell membrane controls the movement of substances in and out of the cell. So those are our three which we've got in animal and plant cells. Now I'm going to put in the three which are just in plant cells, they're not in animal cells. First of all is this big, almost sac, like an amniotic sac almost, but it's not the same thing here. And that is the vacuole. Okay, and the vacuole contains a solution of salts and sugars, and it helps maintain the shape of a plant cell. So it's important to keep the shape of the plant cell, and it contains sugars and salts within there. Okay, it's a big bag of sugars and salts. So then what we've got is we have chloroplasts. So these are these sections here, these little circles there. And chloroplasts are the site of photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? I can't say this, I'm very sorry. Photosynthesis is when Plants use carbon dioxide and sunlight to make their own food and to grow, so their chloroplasts are required for photosynthesis to take place. And finally, we have the cell wall. So, let's just see, sorry. The cell wall is made of cellulose, and it gives plant cells their shape, it gives them protection, and it prevents them from bursting. So that's a really important part of the plant cells for keeping it, keep its shape and protecting it, and also preventing them from bursting. Okay, so the thing is to remember with the cell membrane and the cell wall is, imagine that the plant cell has already got all the features of an animal cell, it's just in a rectangular shape. And then the cell wall, it's not in the animal cell, but it is in the plant cell. So the cell wall is something extra. So it's like an extra layer of bumper protection, an extra layer of wrapping on the parcel. So it's protecting it even more. So the cell wall goes on top. Or you can remember it in alphabetical order. So M comes before W, so M's on the inside and W's on the outside. So wall, W, O, outside. There's lots of different ways you can remember that. So what I'm now going to do is, I'm just going to do a Venn diagram. So what is a Venn diagram? A Venn diagram is when, I'm just going to move the camera down a wee bit. A Venn diagram is when you can show people what is in something by comparing them to what is in something else. So I really apologise for the shapes of those circles. So basically what I'm going to do is, in here we're going to have what is in an animal cell. And in here we're going to have what is in a plant cell. And in this section where the two circles overlap, that is where structures which animal cells and plant cells both have. So, what do animal cells have that plant cells don't have? Nothing. Because animal cells have a cell membrane, nucleus and a cytoplasm, but so do plant cells. So there's nothing an animal cell has that plant cells don't have. So what are the things that plant cells only have? A cell wall. Do animal cells have a cell wall? No. So cell wall, is going to go in here. And do animal cells have a vacuole? No. So just plant cells have a vacuole. Do animal cells have chloroplasts? No, only plant cells have chloroplasts. So chloroplasts is going to go in here. Okay, now looking, what we've got left, a cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Animal cells also have a cell membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm, which means plant cells and animals both have them. So in this middle section is what they share, because they're sharing circles or sharing the space, they're overlapping, so this is what is shared in here. So we've got the nucleus, this pen's running out I think. The nucleus in there, then we've also got the cytoplasm, and finally we have the cell membrane. Okay, so that shows you that there's nothing animal cells have that plant cells don't have. And just as a wee pointer here, both cells have mitochondria, and that's to give the cell energy. I'm not drawing them in because often you don't really look at mitochondria, but just in case you're wondering about that, both cells have mitochondria, and the purpose of them is to give the cell energy. So I'll take you back up there to see the cell structure one more time. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and see you next time here to help. Bye for now.